Yeah. Yeah, Colin, you're sharing halfway,
Mm-hmm.
you're sharing halfway, like you're busy with your studies, your work and stuff.
Just crazy busy, and there's been so much happening that I haven't been able to even jump on it. But like I've been still thinking through my niche.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go with something to do with myself culturally
Mm-hmm.
without showing my face. Well, that's like so I've been kind of just gathering sources while when I have time
Mm-hmm.
to maybe like rip from. But also since my computer is taxed with a bunch of gaming stuff,
Mm-hmm.
not because I play games, but because I'm making the games,
Mm-hmm.
I have to like balance out how much memory I'm allocating.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan is to like make to rip a few, um, maybe at least a month's worth of videos and just post one each day. But I've just been so utterly busy and yeah, with everything. I just finished my midterms last weekend. Um, and then I still have to polish that too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's yeah, but when I can hop on it and get on it, do you have any suggestions for me to like, find time or make things happen?
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, so really appreciate, you sharing all that, all the context and your situation stuff. Like everyone's
Mhm.
different, like I've seen like a few students before, like, like sometimes like some personal stuff happen in life, whether it's studies, exams that you gotta focus on. Like Alexander Meng, he was having exams as well. You're studying at the University of Toronto. Then like people have like, personal life issues, so many commitments here and there. I'll tell you like the good thing about our program is, it's like it's not like there's an expiry or like it's not time sensitive, It's not like, oh, if you don't like do this by this time, then you're doom and gloom. Like, we always share like the latest stuff that's on what's working stuff. So at least you have that piece at the back of your mind that, like, hey, it's always there, it's not
Mhm.
gonna disappear away from you. And another good thing is also like the things that we teach as well, it's not like you can do it on your own free time, It's not like some stuff that you gotta do it at a certain, day and time and stuff. So just want to share that just to give you some peace of mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, in terms of what I recommend is, we're gonna cover this in the mindset module as well. This one I learned from a lot of very successful, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars worth, mentors, and I also applied it in my life,
Mhm.
especially when you're first starting out, when you have little small pockets of time. It's very important to cover and just build momentum, even if it's just like 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. And it could be early in the morning or late at night, but it's very important to cultivate that habit. So it helps our mind sort of get into the groove of things, Because
Mhm.
like if we try to do this, then we don't touch it for a week. Then when we come back, it feels like, oh, we're starting from scratch. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Like everything seems so unfamiliar. But if every
Mhm.
day you just spend like a couple of minutes just to keep doing it, you'd feel like, it's easy, you just gotta get into the rhythm of things. Yeah,
So I
so
just like cut out a chunk of time and be like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate this time, whether it's in the morning or the evening. Be like, okay, well, I'm gonna
yeah,
dedicate like at least an hour to 2 hours a day to just get a video out, right? Or something.
yep, exactly. Like I was in your shoes, like many, many years ago, I was like at university, I had extracurricular, I had so many things going on,
Mm-hmm.
But I still managed to do it because I either did it first thing in the morning or I did it at the end of the day, once like, you work out all your, priorities, like your studies or your whatever commitments you have. Then at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, you might be like exhausted and stuff. But that's when, you have that peace of mind that, hey, you have already completed all your duties that you got to do. And
Mm-hmm.
now you're carving out extra space and time for this extra activity that you're doing, So I recommend doing it either first thing in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
in the evening, or at night, once you're done with all your duties and commitments. Because if you do it in between, then you feel like, oh, you're spending time here, but you got to do your studies, you got to do this and that. Then your mind's not at peace, But you do it first thing in the morning or last thing before you sleep, that gives you peace of mind.
Okay. So maybe I should try that tomorrow. Maybe I'll wake up around either 6 or 7 and
Mm.
I'll just try to crank a video out and then just tell myself like, okay, well then if I miss the next video, then I have to start all over again. So I don't want to do that. So maybe I should just keep cranking one video out a day at least, right?
Yeah. And
Um,
like video creation's like part of it, but we gotta validate your niche first. If you can rewatch the niche selection thing, we listed a list of proven niches. We're gonna share a couple as well, and we share the criteria of niches as well.
mhm,
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, every day you gotta post a video, but every day you gotta at least get into the weeds of things, at least make some sort of progress, whether it's like rewatching the module, like, oh, I gotta do this, take some notes, just
mhm.
getting the habit and building the momentum of it, would be pivotal for you.
Yeah, because I mean, like I'd love to get started. I just have so much on my plate. Like, and then even after school, I have even more to study for. So just the way that things have been crumbling for me, and so unless I like really make a concerted effort to really cut out some time, carve out some time for myself, I don't know if I can get through for it. So yeah, like you said, like I'm gonna have to change and definitely just carve out some time and yeah, and maybe I should watch the niche video again and look at like really what makes a successful niche because it's one thing to have a niche, but it's another thing to have a successful niche. So yeah, maybe I should really put a little more focus in at least just to get the ball rolling at least. Like that's I haven't been able to get the ball rolling to be
Mm,
honest, and would like to get the ball rolling. But now that getting better for me, just in terms of like personally
mhm.
everything, work, school wise, everything. I think I should be able to get the ball rolling. I just need to free up some memory on my computer and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, good to hear that, Um,
Hmm.
we'll have like modules on this as well. Like at the end of days, at the end of the day, like everything's all about like priority, balancing things, and like sacrifice, because if something's like important and urgent enough for you, like you are definitely able to carve out time. It's all about like what are you willing to sacrifice in exchange for that, Like for example, for me, like I know like some people love their food, they enjoy their food, they spend hours, just preparing their lunch, this and that. For me, like every day I spend less than 30 minutes on eating, Um, so that's like one like cause food and stuff, that's not important for me, I don't need to like um spend so much time on it and stuff. So it's all just about carving out time, like what are you willing to take away that time from to allocate to this?
Hmm.
Yeah, so you just gotta like audit your time. You just gotta reflect, oh, everyday Cohen, like every day on a daily basis, like where's your time being allocated to, And you can even check your phone screen, maybe it's allocated on social media, maybe not, maybe you're like so busy in studies, like it's just finding that perfect balance.
Well, like even after this meeting, I have to make a resume for the school so
Mm,
that they can, you know, help with the whole portfolio and everything. So yeah, yeah, I think the that morning suggestions are pretty much a better bet for me. So yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah.
yeah. And also there's this concept that's a very powerful concept. Not sure if you're aware of it. Basically we can carve out our priorities to four buckets. So we have urgent and important and
Mm-hmm.
non-urgent and non-important now. So every day when we wake up, we gotta ask ourselves, what is the most urgent and most important task you gotta knock off first? Then once you knock off all of that, then you can look and think to yourself, what are the urgent tasks, but it's not important? Or what's the important tasks, but they're not urgent? Then you can work towards those after you work towards the most urgent and most important task first. Like for example, this resume thing, like if if your tasks have like a deadline to it and it's important, then it's better you knock those out first, you know? Like this $1 trillion growth program,
Yeah,
it
do tomorrow. Just do tomorrow. So, yeah.
yeah, like for our program, it's important to you, but it's not urgent, you know, there's no deadline to it. So it's better you
Mm-hmm.
finish the stuff that you have the deadline first, then you have some sort of mental clarity and capacity, you know, to
Mm-hmm.
focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just have to just carve out time and be like, hey, this time is it's side hustle time. And I don't think there's any other way to think of it any other way. And then I mean, it can go from side hustle to main hustle, but I just gotta get the ball rolling. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. And yeah, prioritizing is really important. And I'm now that my priorities are much more aligning and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I'm getting a better job and stuff. So like they're like paying for lunches and stuff, so that's good.
Oh,
um, I don't have to think about lunch and eating and stuff like that. I can just focus on like things that are much more important than sitting and eating. Like, you know, either making a sale or just keep pushing or something like that, and
mm,
other things on the go. And this side hustle is definitely another thing on the go, and because it's another thing, I've been neglecting it, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that. So yeah, I hoping to get it going. So yeah.
yeah. Appreciate you sharing all that, Cohen. Yeah, hopefully, like as you said, after today, like can build some momentum in.
Hmm.
Yeah, and if you can take one thing away from this call is like either do it first thing in the morning or do it like at the end of the day, Because let's say if you do it at the end of the day, you have already knocked out all your urgent and important tasks, like you said, this resume stuff, which probably has a deadline to it. Then you have the
Hmm.
clarity, like you have that mental peace of mind that, oh, I've already done what I must do. Then now
Hmm.
there's like some sacred time that, you can just like some leisure time you can spend on this.
Well, I mean, if it's leisure time that leads to more cash flow, I mean, that's better than sitting around playing a video game or even making a video game. And you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, also making video games also makes money if it's a good game too. But uh, that's making video games more like a hobby for me right now. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make money off of that. Like, the reason why anyone does anything is to make money off of something, right? So, um, I need to prioritize which one makes money first, and then go from there. And I know the potential here is crazy. Um, I do have to change my mindset because like my mindset's more wrapped around the same old, oh yeah, you grind, whatever, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, whatever. But um, the world doesn't really work that way, right? I think the world operates more in a fashion like, okay, well, that's what they tell you at school, but it's more like if you have an idea, you you take that idea, you run with that idea. Um, you kind of go back to when you're a kid, and then you know your imagination runs wild. and you just put all your effort into that idea, and who knows what'll happen, but something big might happen, and then the next thing you know, you're like, well, you're your own boss and everything, and you don't have to come in 9 to 5, 10 to 6, whatever grind you have to do, 11 to 7. You don't have to do that anymore. That's the way the world actually works, because that's the way that money flows, right? Because money doesn't flow like, um, let me work for this hourly wage. The money flows, goes to the directors and the people that are on the top,
Mm.
that are scamming the people that are working hourly, right? Like, so it's and they're the ones that had their imaginations, very high in the sky, right? So, um, yeah, I'm at least like, at least for a target, I gotta get my initial investment back, right? And I gotta make, yeah, I gotta at least that, and then I can talk about making profit or anything like that. But I should start from there, really. I think
Everything
that should be I think that should be a bigger motivator for me personally. So yeah.
everything you say is spot on, Cohen. And also you talk about the video game thing. So this was a really powerful concept I learned from another really successful mentor I know. Like this was something I learned in 2018. Um, so you see like people who make money with like video games and all this, like, there are people who make crazy money with video games and stuff. I saw like during the crypto craze, they're creating like crypto games and stuff and people made money. My thought is when you're first starting like your first sort of like online business, it's always best to go with something that's a very method, you know, that's like a proven methodology that if you follow, you're gonna be successful for sure. That's why you see like all these, popular online businesses, like it's very, very proven and it works. Like creating a video
Mhm.
game stuff, it can work, but that's it's more of a like a long-term thing. There's like the chance of it is like a bit wavy. You should definitely pursue it if you feel that's what you do, but think of it as something more long-term. But when you're
Yeah.
this online business, it's always best to like, if you want like to have positive momentum and stuff, do something that's proven. Like all the
Yeah.
business models I've done, because after I've learned this concept, I just ride with it. Like, I started with e-commerce, print on demand, drop shipping. It's already a proven business model. I just got to follow the footsteps to it. Then I did social media, growing Instagram accounts at 2018, 2019. It was already proven. Marketing agency, all I gotta do was just follow a blueprint and success was like 100% guarantee. Like you can't fail. So I recommend for your first online business, do something that you have 100% success rate. You just gotta follow it. Then like
Mm.
something more innovative, like the gaming thing and stuff, you can treat it as more of like a longer term project. Then I think
Mm-hmm.
like really good like clarity, in terms of like where to pursue first.
Yeah, I think this would be a good experience to get my feet wet, because then that way, I can at least understand how, you know, social media networks grow, and if I'm gonna make a game in the future with a bunch of partners and stuff, and like, build something together. Um, yeah, this experience would help
Mm.
to get that exposure of what a real online business looks like, not just like a conceptual online business, right? So, um, or like how to get it more famous, or how to get it out there, how to promote it. So I think this would be a good stepping stone. Yeah, just need to just really just dedicate my time and treat it like anything else that's important to me. Like right now, it's work and school, and I don't think that should be important right now. What should be important is, hey, independence, freedom, you know. time to do whatever you want, you know, like that's more important than work and school. But yeah, I've just been, you know, I'm like everybody else, I've been brainwashed to think a certain way, and I just got to get out of that that type of thinking. Just gotta just gotta make my first goal to make it, you know, to to make it out. I know some people are making like €100 a month, which is like, I mean, that's awesome, right?
Mhm.
So that's just like off of their first couple months, right? Like at the meetup, right? So yeah, I guess yeah, I'll I'll have uh I'll have a look at it tomorrow morning then for sure. Tonight I gotta finish that resume. But, um, Mark, uh, or do you want to talk to Royston?
I had a great talk with Royston about an hour ago. He gave me a great one-on-one as I'm kind of teeing things up, get my 5K followers. So I'm really excited to listen to Royston and all about this mindset stuff. I know he's been doing some great coaching right now with you, and yeah, just looking forward to the additional stuff that he wants to share about mindset.
Yep, exactly, And yeah, Cohen, like you just carving out some time, for the program, it can encompass everything, It could be going through like the mindset modules, it could just be like looking at the niche module again, just building some momentum towards any aspect to this program, It could just be like watching the mindset modules and stuff. Last time when I was studying, like any free time I've had, even while I was eating and stuff, I was watching like all these YouTube videos on like personal development, like all these gurus and stuff to like really help me with my decision frame making framework and really how to think, And that was like such a big game changer for me, honestly. Yeah, so I'm trying to pass that on to everybody. Like if you realize the amount of information I consume, it's insane, throughout the years, every single day, nonstop. The amount of YouTube video and stuff just to rewire and reprogram my mind, Because at the end of the day, like we are all just our brain is just like, just consumes what we the inputs to it and we feed it like good stuff. That's how we are able to know how to think, Nobody is born with, the ability of like understanding the entire world and all this, it's all through built on other people, like this very famous scientist, he said that he has this famous quote, if I look further, it was because I was standing on the shoulders of giants,
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, Aristotle, all the philosophers, Plato, they all learn from each other, all the great scientists, they never started from scratch, they all learn from each other. Like, yeah, Isaac Newton said it, if I've seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants.
Thank you. That makes yeah, it's good to have people that have gone ahead of me, and yeah, and good to learn off of them. So yeah.
Yeah, what's that saying? It's something like where your attention goes, energy flows, or something like that, right?
Yep, exactly.
It's like you're creating your own destiny, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And like ever since I started here, like I mean, cause like the first thing I'm worried about is, oh yeah, I want to get my investment back, blah 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 blah. But to be honest, like ever since I started here, a lot of weird things have happened. Like
Yeah.
weird opportunities would open up, or like I end up talking to somebody else, or like I end up meeting somebody different, or something. Like it's been weird ever since I've been kind of branching out, and um things just happen. It's just strange like that. So
Mhm.
uh it also it is a time for me to just stop and really reflect, on what's really important in life, and you know, is that desperation, you know, like, okay, well, something's gotta change. Well, I just changed a few small things, and then next thing I know is I'm on a much better trajectory, and I'm starting to think outside of the box. And um, yeah, once I just get that initial spark, I think I'll be fine. I just need to get on that initial spark. And I mean, Mark, you're on your way to 5K followers. That's crazy. So
Yeah, thanks. Well, I think it's also it's the scarcity versus like abundance mindset, right? It's like the desperation mindset is going to, again, that energy is going to go that way versus if you are thinking that like it's all going to lead in another direction and like the abundance mindset, then that will come to you instead of scarcity.
yeah, yeah. And I think ever since I started here, like I've been slowly changing my mindset from a scarcity mindset to a more abundance mindset. And so, like, yeah, weird things have been happening, weird opportunities have been happening. And
Yeah, and then
like
they
now
stack
I'm,
on each other, you know,
yeah,
and
now I
Royston
don't
and
have
his
to pay for
team, like
lunch.
they've got the tools to
They're,
get you there.
they're,
Like the whole 5K follower thing, like
yeah.
it's fairly easy to get to. There's some techie stuff to get through and stuff like that. However, like 5K, like that's like it's kind of like a it's really just like I see it as like a speed bump. Like, okay, let's get over it. You know, it's the first hurdle and it's even like half of a normal hurdle height before the real work begins, sort of stuff.
Which is 10K, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's just 5K followers, and then after that, then I'll be able to have my affiliate store up and running, and that's when I'll be doing my videos.
I see.
Yeah, Cohen is in Canada doing creativity, so that's different.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Cohen, for yours, like you can see there's the YouTube subs method and the other method, like follow shade tell, like they're in Canada, their accounts got monetized, they already made their first couple $100. So
Mhm.
there you go, no? That's proof that's possible even when you're starting from scratch. Follow shade
Yeah.
that you met during the event, yeah, her account is making, hundreds of dollars. Thing right now picked up already. Then she also did the shop affiliate. Then she really made her first sale, like really fast. We posted in the group, so yeah, you just
That's
got
nice.
to start.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the tips and everything. Yeah, I appreciate that. I have some work to do right now, so unfortunately I can't stick around too long. And thanks for having the meeting.
Yeah, no props. Great talking to you, Cohen. We're gonna release more on the mindset module, and it's not just like mindset stuff. It's like decision making framework, how to think, how to view life, how to view the world. As you say, a lot of these stuff. When I was learning a lot of this stuff, I was like, wow, the first like 16, 17, 18 years of my life was a total lie. Then
Mm-hmm.
gave me new eyes to see the world. Like, wow, this is how the world actually works. Like, and the more I learn, like it feels like my brain got cracked open and it's like, wow, it's like developing a new brain. Honestly.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
because they teach you wrong on purpose, right? Because they need you to be like a battery for them, right? Like to use you, right? Like in the society like that, right? Because somebody's got to do it, right? So yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is, and um, I don't want to be part of that system anymore. To be honest, it's
Yeah.
too brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's unintentional. Like a lot of
Mm.
like our parents or like, friends, colleagues, teachers, whatever, like they don't know themselves better. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, they
yeah.
are in this loop of ignorance. So
Yeah, it's a lot of what I've been learning so far, like even outside of this, basically is a lot of it boils down to like how much you got inside of yourself, how much you're gonna put in and how much you're gonna think and how much you're gonna study and how much you're gonna yeah and like ignoring or maybe take in what people say, but also kind of like understand that not everything they say is actually right. Well, almost have to find your own way kind of thing, but you also need to go to the people that are right, that have been doing it right, that know how to do it right. Take from them more than the ones that always talk and say they're doing right. So yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I'm in a cocoon right now. And pretty soon, if I just get that one inspirational spark in, I think I could do well. And I need to just carve out that little time. I think I got that time because now my schedule's pretty set for work and for school. So I think I'll be able to do it. And last time my schedule wasn't even close to as nice. So I should be able to hop on tomorrow and watch some modules and who knows, I might even post a video tomorrow before work. We'll see. Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, hope you have a good day today, Cohen. Hope the energy from Mark and I, is infectious in a positive way. Yeah, all the best with your resume stuff. Mark, anything else you want to go through before we wrap up this call?
No, just was curious if you were going to share anything else as far as like the new mindset stuff that you're going to be posting, and drip any kind of teasers or wisdom or anything like that. But yeah, otherwise I'm good.
Awesome, cool. We'll update you for sure, like trying to do it every day, like a new module every day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome,
awesome.
cool. Yeah, I hope you have a good night, Mark, Cohen. Talk to you, all of you soon again.
Good night,
Thank you,
guys.
Royston. See you, Cohen.
See ya.